Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera and a very good afternoon. Welcome again for this is our first episode 2021. We had our 3 series last year 2020 for the alumni. This webinar today from School of Nursing, Faculty of Medicine, Science and Nursing. Today we have 4 speakers with us. Our alumni to share their success story and their professional journey as a professional nurse. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to like, also share this video with your contact. I would like to introduce my first speaker. She is Dr. Siti Rosnah as a clinical instructor at King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center. She has 29 years experience in peri-operative care nursing. Graduated in 1992 with diploma in nursing. She continued her bachelor, and she has a master and master of nursing from UK, and completed her PhD recently. She has a few publications, and I'd like to invite her to share her experience. Rosnah, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon and good morning. Because I'm in Saudi Arabia, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and I think in Malaysia it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you, Prof. Zara, for the introduction. So, I am MAHSA University alumni. I study with Masa University in year 2009. I took my bachelor degree in nursing. And after completed my bachelor degree, continue with, it was in cohort 10. I'm sure some of my colleagues may be around today to see us. Okay, cohort 10 bachelor degree. And then I continue my master degree with cohort 6 in Masa University when we have the program collaboration with Northumbria University, UK. Then from there, continue with my PhD. And actually, my son also Masa alumni. I have 2 sons that study with Masa University. One graduated as a physiotherapist, and another one graduated as a nurse. Yeah, they are now already left university. They are working. So yeah, today I like to talk about my professional journey and what it means to me. Reflecting on my professional journey, it's not really like something easy to measure because it's many years. It's my journey is like collection of my experience where I'm working in Malaysia and then continue my duty in Saudi Arabia. Before I started my my journey, I was in Malaysia for 9 years. With the 9 years experience, in year 1999, I moved to Saudi Arabia. And I've been in Saudi Arabia since that time until now. So I've been there in Saudi Arabia for 20 years. Regarding my journey, it's just something that, when you choose to move on, you just need to prepare yourself for a lot of change, a lot of challenges. As you move on, either from one institution to another institution, one country to another country, or one level to another level. For example, once you have your degree, you have to expect yourself to change, because you will get promoted, and then once you get promoted, you will be expected to change your duty and have more workload, and then you have to change your responsibility as well. So what you need to do is, you just have to face the challenges, change yourself, face the challenges, and see what expectation people around you wants from you. And about my workplace, to share my skills that I'm facing people in my work area, in my profession. For now, I'm reflecting on my journey in Saudi Arabia, because I work here for 20 years. So working in the international environment, in a foreign country, we have to make an effort to go extra miles to know people around us and try to adapt ourselves to the area where we are working and staying. So working with multinationalities, there is a lot of challenges, including the language barrier. You have to either speak the international language, which is English, or we can try to learn how to speak their language. For example, I have Filipino colleagues, so you just pick up a little bit of Filipino Tagalog, or you have Indian colleague, you pick up some Hindi, and it's nice to work with. And of course, the whole environment is full of Arabic people, so you can learn to speak Arabic. And of course, in the new environment, it will be helpful if you can also learn some of their sign language, not sign language for the disabled sign language, this sign language like gesture, because some gesture sign language, it could be offensive. So it's better to learn before you use any of the sign language. And of course, to have people around us, colleague around us, we have to respect their background and years of experience. Yeah, and we need to also learn to treat people individually in private. If you want to speak anything personal, you have to take them in private, not to speak in open. Or you treat them generally if it's in public, so that it will not focus on the person to avoid humiliation. This is this is some skills that I learned for myself when I'm trying to be functional in my work area. And for the task given, for example, like we have a project to do or assignment to give to the unit. What I do usually, for me personally, I will select the invisible one. The invisible one meaning, in our work area, there are people who always hiding and do not want to get involved with any project. So for me personally, I'm going to bring those people into the team, so that they will start do some of the work, and then when they are given responsibility, usually people will change and they will start showing interest. And of course, excuse me, you can also select the core group to be part of the team, meaning that if you know, in our work area, there is always people in group. They have colleagues and friends. When you want to give them tasks, for me, in my experience, I will choose them all. I will not just select one from the team. So take the whole team, and they usually feel comfortable if they work together. Another thing is, be generous with knowledge and time, meaning share your experience, share your knowledge, and then do not be so calculative, like, look at the time, 4 o'clock, I have to go home, I will go home. So just, stay extra hours, a few minutes, for free, not for like looking for overtime or anything. It does make a difference sometime, if you be generous with your, your time. Moving on sharing my personal experience, um, to answer Prof. Sarah's question, that she want me to explain or to share experience with online learning, yeah, for the student that study online. Because for me, once in a while, I'm doing also classes online, teaching my unit and some of students. So for me, what important in online study, instruction that we give to the student has to be clear to avoid miscommunication, because it's not like 100% face to face. Sometimes people do not understand, so it has to be clear. um, uh, and it's very important when we go online, we have to be engaged with the student. uh, we have to avoid factors that can interrupt communication. For example, distract a student attention, like, noisy sound or something like that. um, and of course, punctuality, the time management, very important. uh, it's like, if you started the class at, for example, 9 o'clock in the morning, so before 9 o'clock, the line, the link need to be ready so that student can start it to come in and join in. And sometimes for me, I also use other type of communication, for example, like WhatsApp, so that, send them a message to the group to remind them, to say that, hey, everybody, now it's time for you to come online, please come online. Sometimes people get busy and they tend to forget. Another thing is, we have to be flexible. Flexibility meaning, we allow students to study from the remote area. For example, not everybody stay at home, stay in the room for the class. Some people, they are busy. Sometime when we allow them to study from remote area, for example, if they are outdoor or in the park or in the shopping mall, or even some are on duty at work when during break time, they can just go online on the mobile phone and then keep, as long as they follow the rules, meaning keep their microphone mute and just to listen to the lecture. I think that should be encouraged, because we are working individual and we also want to study online. So we have to utilize whatever time that we have to get involved with the study. And of course, after the online class, the lecturer should reinforce the classes by sharing the material and information in the emails. So we cannot base on 100% whatever mentioned online, because sometimes the interruption, internet connection, is poor. So probably some student, they missed some of the important point. But if we will share again the material after the class, it will be helping them. Um, Now I'm moving on to my last question, that regarding my career path and lifelong learning. For me, as a as a person, I am looking at the world of nursing career as a big place for us to explore. Um, I'm looking at myself like a person who is playing a role in my position to meet the expectation of people around me. When I'm with patients, yeah, what is the expectation from the patient? When I'm with my colleague, what are their expectation from me? When I'm with my manager, what are the expectation? And when I'm teaching, when I'm with my students, so I have to think about their expectation. So for me, is as a person, I live to that. I live to feel and you know, fulfill the expectation people around me. You know, whatever duty that given to me, I just have to perform it to the fullest, to the best that I can do. But at the same time, it's not that to put yourself last. You can put yourself first. Yeah, put yourself first. Think about what you want to be. And I usually, you know, do self-evaluation and look at myself, what I did today. Did I do good? Did I not do good? What I can improve for tomorrow. And also, in that sense, you have to have a good time management. You have to know yourself if you are a morning person or evening person. Choose that best time for you to study. Okay, to study, and then, you know, get your life balance. Find also time to be with your friends. Find also time to watch movie or to play online games or be with your family, go for shopping, you know. But the very important, you have to set your priority. Which one is important? Which one you need to do first? If to, let's say you have something very important tomorrow and you have to you have another a movie that you want to see tonight, so you have to balance. Do you want to prepare for your tomorrow task, or do you want to watch the movie that you like? So you have to set your priority. So usually, like for me, if I'm in that situation, I will think like, you know, if I want to watch that movie, I can watch it later. I can watch the movie tomorrow. So today, I will focus on what is important. So you set your own priority. You know yourself. Get your life balance, and you know, when you study, uh, when you start your study like bachelor degree, or you start your master degree, or you start your PhD, what you need to do is just do not stop and never give up. You can move slowly, slow and steady until you reach your goal. Don't waste the time. And you know, it's not that you have to rush, but try to utilize the free time, you know, to yourself, to make something, you know, that really can give benefit to you. So finally, you know, for the take home message, for me, I always like the back to, as a Muslim, you know, back to the Al Quran. Everybody know the Surah Al Asri. It says, "Wal Asri innal insana lafi husn illa allazina amanu wa amilus solihat wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bil sabr." So very important is time management. Yeah, as the meaning of this surah, the translation itself saying that by time or with time, indeed all the mankind is in loss, and then only those who believe and done the righteous deed and advise each other to the truth and advise each other to the patients, that are not in loss. So the take home message today is like, utilize time that given by Allah for you to do good stuff for yourself and for others. It's like karma, you know, all the good things that you did for you, for yourself, and for others will come back to you. Inshallah. That's all from me today. Thank you.
Dr. Siti, for sharing your success story. And what I like what you said regarding improvement. What you want to do today should be better than yesterday. What you want to do tomorrow should be better than today. That is all about quality improvement. Thank you very much. We're so proud of you. And the question that she had shared and she had given the uh, answer just now is really good for everyone, especially for our nurses. Um, Now we go to the next person. Second person today, she is from Canada, and 13 hours journey from here to Canada. Bhavani is our cohort, is our batch 2007. During that time, you were at the Pusat Bandar Damansara. And the experience she with this uh, nursing profession over 8 years of experience, of which two were she concentrated in the hospital setting, 2 years, with previous experience in childcare services, including assessment of special needs. And she also has a first career was in the international flight operation. Maybe she can share. And she also involved with the adult nursing and other hospital-based services. She is now RPN, General Class Registration with College of Nurses of Ontario, Canada. And she also registered nurse, Malaysia Nursing Board. And she has her phlebotomy certification. And she had fundamentals of tracheostomy care and Master Hospital, Ontario, Canada. She's now reside in Canada, and with few awards that she would like to share here. Prestigious Service Quality Ambassador Award from Jurong Hospital, Singapore, and also featured in the Touching Hearts Saving Life of Jurong Health Publication, and also several Customer Appreciation and Best Employee Award. The question that we have prepared for her to share with you is on this uh, to reflect on her professional journey and what it means to her, and share your skill in facing the workplace challenges. And how about your personal experience now with your situation, pandemic situation in your country, in your place where you're working now? And finally, they want to hear from you how you will give the idea of how to navigate and continue the career path and embrace the lifelong learning culture. With this, I invite Bhavani. This platform is yours. Please share with us. Thank you.
Good. Thank you, ma'am. It's good morning, I guess. Good morning for me. It's 1 o'clock midnight, and good afternoon in Malaysia. I'm Bawani TV, and I graduated from Masa 2009. And nice meeting you all. Trust you all doing well. Hope to all Masa students and current students who are watching this at this time. I must thank Professor Zahra to bring all us together, and trust that this session allows us to share our experience, and trust that it will add to the learning of current students. It is great to have someone like Professor Zahra to keep our enthusiasm and direction. What I can share with you is like I'm from Alusta, same place as Puan Zahra. My origin, I was born there and brought up in Perak, and then my first career was in Malaysia Airline. I was a flight attendant in Malaysia Airline, and then later on I moved to England. And then I did my diploma in preschool education, Northwest College of London. It was a great experience working with children, special needs, and I had the opportunity to do assessment for special needs kids and collaborate with with multidisciplinary. I enjoyed my experience in England. And next, life goes on and change personal situation, provide me with opportunity for advancement, which I came to Masa and I met one Professor Zara. I'm really thankful to all lecturers and Masa staff that really make me feel comfortable. And it was not an easy journey in Masa because I had family, I had my children, and besides, studying, and I had a great opportunity to get so much insight into nursing. And I excelled quite well because of experienced lecturers and clinical instructors. They were very supportive towards my education. And right now you can see my graduating nursing diploma, and I also had a certificate of appreciation from Masa University College. And this is my best moment of my life where I'm sharing with you guys my graduation with my mom, my late mom. Yeah. And 2009, yes. And my first job was in Singapore. I was a registered nurse at Tan Tock Seng Hospital in renal and acute. And then it was a very it's a tertiary hospital, and it's for over 4,000 bedded hospital. It was a really I was thrown into I can say the sea, as you know, nursing. I was very new and no experience, but it was a tough learning experience. Yet I was able to get many compliments from my patients and the hospital too. And then I later on went to Jurong General Hospital, and I got awards. And and you can see I've been the ambassador for the hospitals, the Jurong Hospital, and I got featured in local newspaper. And you can see my photo there with my colleague, the girl besides me from Masa as well. Her name is Janani. Hope anyone, I'm not sure anyone can remember us from Masa. We've been, we graduated 2009. And next, I move on to advancement in nursing. What professor was asking about learning at workplace. What I can say is all our nurses, I think the challenges that we face, it become our opportunity to grow in our career. And also in our nursing is a job where full of problem. We start our issue when we pass over, it's all with problems. So we are actually the problem solver for many things. And because it's just not nursing, we get involved in many things, especially when you are in it. I mean, I can say in many settings, in hospital or in community. Yeah. And next one. Keep abreast of development in nursing healthcare, learn on integrated approach, and also improve. I would like to highlight on communication as well. Improvement on communication skills is vital in any setting. And I left Singapore in 2011 and I came to Canada to yeah, I came back to Canada. I originally was living in Canada, so I came back to Canada, and I started my process. I was a bit lost at the beginning because I had no guidance here much in Ontario. There's no Malaysian really. I didn't meet any Malaysian or. I just had a baby. I had a newborn baby with me, and it was a very tough situation. But I thank God that I had a guidance here and a friend of mine, and she kind of like motivated me to look into CNO College of Nurses of Ontario, and I had to speed up my application because we have a safe practice here. So from your last job to the next job, you only allowed 3 years gap. So and the assessment itself will take you more than, well, it used to be 8 months. I think it's longer now. This is, I'm talking about 2012. Yeah. So in order, even though I was RN back in Malaysia, so in here we have RPN, registered practical nurse, and registered nurse. So you have these two classes. So you have to apply for both the classes, and I did apply for both, and I got my RPN first, and which I have to do some competency, and also have to sit for the board exam, and also my evidence of practice, which I'm really thankful to Masa staff that helped me out to write, because CNO requested my evidence of practice and also education. So Masa staff and my Jurong hospital in Singapore have promptly replied them. And other than that is English language. As you know that we have to be proficient in English language. So that's the only language they accept here. Yeah. And and I also, hi Prof, are you still there?
Current situation about pandemic there, how you handle
Yeah.
it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Can you hear me, Prof?
Yes, very
Yes.
clear.
Beg your pardon, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? Still cannot hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
They would like to know how the situation there, at your working place, handling the pandemic situation now. You would
Okay.
like to share with us? Okay.
Yeah, I actually I'm in the community right now. So yeah, so we have I look after a client in a nursing home, retirement home. So I kind of visit them and do visiting nurse. And we are very the screening is very tedious. So they restrict all visitors, and no family members allowed to come in at all. And our place, we had outbreak 3 weeks ago. We had outbreak at our place, but they able to trace how the virus, the client got infected because of one of our visiting nurse that visited the client, three clients in my nursing home. So they're able to trace and isolate all affected staff and the client. So, and meanwhile, we have to wear full PPE right now. So if we do 12-hour shifts, so we have to wear face shield, mask, and gown. And today, as per today, the case is about 2,800 cases, new case as for today in Ontario. And we have about 90 dead as per today. And so far, if I'm not mistaken, the number is about 18,000. We have lost 18,000 people in Canada.
Yeah, this is the situation. Okay, thank you for sharing with us. And
Sure, ma'am.
last, any take-home message you would like to say something about any take-home message?
Ma'am, just want to check. Did you hear me or the presentation that I did just now a bit? Yes.
Yes, very clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And I just got a bit more to continue, if you don't mind. Is it possible? You have time? Just a bit more
Just
to share a
maybe,
bit.
another, I can give another 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right,
Yeah.
then. Just got a bit more. Just some. I'd like to show some photos and. No. No. I would like to. This is the competency that they wanted to. Like they wanted me to write CAS elements. So this is the example of assignment. I can create that assignment that they want you to prepare before you. We have to prepare this and submit to CNO. It's one of the example.
Yeah.
Yeah. And next.
So this is for the registration, right?
Yeah, that's for the registration. Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing. This is very important for those who are interested to go to Canada and work together with you.
Yeah, it's a
Who knows?
competency assessment.
Yes, competency assessment.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is the example of what they would like to see.
Yeah. This is also like what we used to brief them on the CGFNS. For those nurses from outside US and Canada, they have to sit also for CGFNS exam.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So yes.
And also for our for a board exam, we have 2 board exam. Hang on, I just want to show you the live a bit in Canada. So we have
Yes.
2 extreme weather here. You can see me there. One
Yeah.
is in the winter. I'm covered with snow, and next is the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it. That's what I would like to share.
Yeah. Thank you, Avani.
Sure,
I can
ma'am.
see how you move forward. The all in you because you determine your determination from airline, then go for the another
Childcare, yes.
healthcare. Then now in Canada. So what the wise men said, the capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, but the willingness to learn is a choice. All the choice from you, right? Okay.
Well
So
said.
this is what you have shared with us. We would like to thank you, and I hope you can also give advice. If any of the alumni would like to contact you, I'm
Sure,
sure
ma'am.
some of you will happy to meet you virtually here. And again, thank you, Bhavani.
No
Hope to see
problem.
you
It's my
one day.
pleasure.
Yes, come back to Malaysia. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So the next one, we are going to meet our third presenter, our alumni. She is Tracy Gentle. She can sing very well. I still remember how she can sing very well. And this Tracy is our group 2007. She is now in Singapore. She is now in Singapore at Khoo Teck Puat Hospital, and she had her bachelor in January 2019, and she had completed her bachelor of science in nursing, King's College London, and she had her diploma here at Masa University. During that time, we were at Jalan University, and I would like to read what she wrote here about her. She is compassionate and dedicated registered nurse with 5 years of experience in healthcare, and she now with this pandemic, also she's pandemic and infection control trained nurse, and she is also supervising all those junior nurses, and bringing forth infection control and pandemic related knowledge in providing optimum patient care and carrying out all treatment protocols with sensitivity and this is all about her. Would like to invite Tracy. The platform is yours. Please join us, Tracy.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. I'm currently in Singapore, so it's 2 p.m. here. There's no time zone like Canada or Riyadh lah. Okay. So my name's Tracy. Yes. I'm not in batch 2007. I was in batch 2013, September 2013. So I graduated. I completed my diploma in nursing back in 2016 with Masa University. So at that time, there was only like 5 to 6 of us. So the faculty had to combine us with the earlier batch, and that makes us like a total of 13 students in one batch. And so I completed my diploma for like after 3 years, and then I got a job also in 2016 in Pantai Hospital Kuala Lumpur. I was offered to be in the ICU, intensive care unit. So I worked there for about a year, and then in 2017, I went to Singapore to start a new job, which is my current job. And then I was also studying, furthering my studies in my degree in here as well. Um, so Prof wants me to reflect on my professional journey style and what it means to me. For me, those 3 years that I spent in diploma, that was like a very crucial time for me. That was like my breakthrough in nursing. For me, when I first started, I think if everyone were to ask all the nurses now, I think 70 to 75% of them would say that nursing wasn't their first choice. And that was the case for me too. Nursing wasn't my first choice. It was my mother's choice. Honestly, I didn't at that time we had to join national service. So all my friends after SPM, they all went to get their foundation, SSC, all of it. But I was stuck because I had to continue with my national service. So after I completed my national service, I didn't know what to take. I didn't know what to study. And then my mom was like, maybe you should just be a nurse. And I was like, okay lah, I will be a nurse. And then when I went inside nursing, that first day, I still remember September 2013, when I went into Masa for the first time. That first day, I was like, what hell? What am I doing? I don't know what to do. And then my first day in class, I didn't know what everyone was talking about, honestly. And then when I had my first clinical attachment in Hospital Kuala Lumpur, that was like a nightmare for me because if anyone who's ever been to Hospital Kuala Lumpur would know that it is such a nightmare to have posting there because of the there's a lot of exposure, there's a lot of cases, there's a lot of patients, and but over the course of 3 years, I've learned that this is what my future is going to be. I am going to be a nurse, whether I like it or not. You know, I didn't know what to do. But over the course of 3 years, I have a lot of help, like during my diploma time, especially from Prof. Zara. She is a person that I've looked up to until now. She has been helping me a lot in my diploma, and also my clinical instructors, and also my class coordinators, Madam Habibah, Madam Lekin. I still remember them. I think they were the reason why I still continue to be in nursing until now. Honestly, Masa has the best lecturers ever. Yeah. So, anyways, so after I finished my studies, I went to intensive care unit in Pantai Hospital. As you all know, fresh graduates will never make it to intensive care unit or any critical care units. But somehow I made it into intensive care unit. And I got to tell you, the first few months when I was there, I didn't know what ventilator was. I didn't know how to manage EVD. I didn't know how I didn't know how to insert arterial line. Honestly, I didn't know anything. I felt like I was really dumb. Even though I completed my diploma with a 3.98 CGPA, I felt really dumb in that intensive care unit. And honestly, that time I wanted to give up. I constantly tell my mother, my father, like, I want to give up, I want to go back home, and a lot of things. But somehow, at the end of it, like, uh, I somehow felt like it was a breakthrough as well, because in that intensive care unit, I learned a lot. Honestly, I like I said before, like, this is what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a nurse whether I like it or not. So might as well just go through it, get through all the scolding from all the specialists, from all the specialists, from all my seniors. Just get through it until you make it. And then somehow I made it, but and then I went to Singapore and started this job until now. So yeah. And Prof also wanted me to share my skills in facing the workplace challenges. So I started working in Singapore, my current job now in 2017. Yeah, July 2017. So when I first came in, I was offered to be in an isolation ward. I didn't know what isolation wards meant. So when I first came in, my nurse manager explained it to me that this ward would be taking all the infectious diseases, and we had single rooms in this ward where we will be nursing all the patients who have infectious diseases. And then she told me something. Oh, this ward is also a pandemic ready ward. So in case there is any pandemic, our ward will be the first ward that will be receiving all the pandemic cases. And at that time, it was 2017, I didn't know what pandemic was, because um, I was never a nurse. I was not a nurse when there's a pandemic like SARS, H1N1. I I I was still in secondary school, I guess, that time. So in 2017, when she told me that this ward will be a pandemic ward, I didn't think much about it. So yeah. And during so this the challenges that I face in my workplace would be that I didn't have much knowledge about infectious diseases. Okay, I did take care of some infectious diseases in intensive care unit previously, but which is like herpes zoster, MDRO, that kind of thing, those simple infectious diseases. But when I came here, it was really detailed. So for me, my challenge is to keep updating myself with all these diseases every day. When there's a new case, I will continue to read up on it, detailed, uh really, I want to know this treatment, why, how they get this disease, and how they will treat it, that kind of thing. So every day is a challenge for me. I think since I came to work the first day until now, it's still a challenge for me to keep updating myself with the new disease, because as you all know that every day there's a new disease in this world, and I think that's a challenge for me, and that's a challenge that I took up as well. And I'm kind of having fun studying all the infectious diseases. You have no idea how many infectious diseases there are in this world, and it's really interesting. And my personal experience now with the current situation on pandemic. um, uh, so as I said that I've never been a nurse during a pandemic time like SARS, H1N1. So last year, during this timing, a year ago, there was this Wuhan virus circulating, and we had our first patient in Singapore who contracted that virus. So at that time, we didn't think much about it. We were like, oh, okay, there's a new pandemic in the world, I guess, and then we were like, okay, we didn't think much about it. But then, when that patient came to Singapore, the government alerted us to completely change our ward to pandemic ready ward, discharge all our patients to another ward, completely empty the ward, be pandemic ready. That's the time when I knew it was serious, and that's the time where I realized, wow, this is going to be big, you know. And so the first time our ward it's carpeted flooring, so we had to change it all to the vinyl flooring. We terminal cleaning our single rooms, and we put it on negative pressure, everything. It was like the team came together and worked really well, and it was the first time I experienced those kind of thing, and to be working in a pandemic. And then um, when we got our first positive COVID patient in our hospital at that time, we I was so amazed that the whole hospital, all the departments in the hospital, whether it doesn't matter you are a security, doesn't matter you are a cleaner, doesn't matter you are officer, everyone is accompanying that just one patient who's contracted positive COVID. Everyone is accompanying him. Like, he's on the bed, and the cleaner would clean and from the emergency department until he come to our ward. They would clean the floor, and then the security will let people shoo people away because we're bringing positive COVID patient. So, and until they come to our ward. And it was it was a very interesting time to work in, and until now, actually, it's still ongoing until now. And then uh, I think coping up with the pandemic is a little bit stressful in the beginning, but now it's manageable, but it's still quite hard to cope because uh, every day we will wear our N95 masks, we will wear our full PPE, and it kind of feel like it's really hard. In the beginning, it's it was okay, it was manageable, it was hard, but then until now it's like like I have to wear my N95 mask, I have to wear my full PPE. But I think the way that I cope with this is like I have a great team with me. Yes, and I think in nursing it is really, really important to have teamwork and also communication skills. You know, every day we didn't know what COVID-19 was, so we had to communicate with all sources, outside sources, the government, and we need to communicate, to continue communicating, to know what kind of protocol we should do, you know, and also at that time I had to deal with my first death. I was nursing the first COVID death in Singapore. Um, and it was really a stressful time for me because I didn't know what to do during death in a pandemic. So all I could do was I had a great team with me. They were helping me, and then we had I had to communicate with a lot of people. I had to communicate with the family as well, and it was not an easy thing to do. But I guess the way I cope is that I have a great team with me, and I think the way you are as a nurse can establish a great teamwork with your team. And then uh, for me, the way that I give the idea to navigate and continue the career path. Okay, I for me, I only have 5 years of experience as a nurse, so I don't have much to say. Like for example, like Dr. Siti Rosna and Miss Bawani just now, they have a lot of experiences, but for me, my experience is not that much. But yeah, the advice that I could give to my juniors, my nursing juniors, or anyone else that's hearing this is that don't ever give up. I know it's very cliche that don't give up, but for me as a nurse, when I started diploma, it I feel like it's really easy for you to give up. What's with the constant studying? We have to study all this, and then at the same time we have to go to clinical attachment, and then at the same time we have to do this and that. And there is really no time for break, really, honestly, as a nursing student. I was a nursing student once, and it really there was no time for break. You really had to continue constantly study and also attend your clinical practice. And lucky for me lah, like I had great friends that time, and I also had great what's that? Great lecturers and all. So I think they helped me. They really helped me a lot. But what I can honestly say that uh, everybody can help you. Your lecturers are there. That's why they are called lecturers. They are there to help you. They are there to teach you. They are there to be your guidance. But if you cannot help yourself, you know, yeah, nothing can ever be done, because nursing is a very easy profession for you to give up. Those who do not give up will really feel the fruit of your labor, really. If you think of nursing as just a profession, just a job, I think you wouldn't last long in nursing. But if you think of nursing as a way of life, if you think of your patients as your families, as your mother, as your own mother, caring for your patient as you would care for your own mother, you would really feel nursing is a very, very noble job and is a very rewarding job at the end of the day. I almost gave up. I almost left nursing after I got scolded one time in the intensive care unit. But then I got scolded by the specialist because I didn't know what EVD was. So, and then I went home crying, and I said I don't want to be a nurse anymore. I didn't know that nurse would be this stressful. But then for me, my motto is always I always think of bloom where you are planted, meaning wherever you are, do the best you can. Make the best of it. Okay, you don't want to be a nurse, but you're already here. You're already in the class studying to be a nurse. Might as well do your best. I can really assure you that it's really rewarding at the end of the day. And especially you see during this pandemic time, um, our profession is the profession that you can see that it's going to last a long time. I think it can last forever. Our profession, even during pandemic time, we are we are needed, and while everybody lost their job, you know, couldn't have a job, but we are needed, and you should be proud to be a nurse. And I think if you want to study, you should have the mindset where you are studying to care for people's life, and you shouldn't study with the mindset of you want to succeed or what. You should study to know that you want to give the best to your patients. Yes. So I think you should plan ahead lah. Like what I did during my diploma time, I had a brief discussion with my coordinator at that time, Madam Habiba. She advised me like what I want to do after diploma and all, and start early to plan so that you know what to do. I know some plans, it only God can make it happen, but then you also need to make it happen. You can pray, but you also need to make it happen. So God, God's plan, also you need to plan also. So yeah, so during diploma time, I was already planning I want to go to Singapore to further my study, and that's what I'm doing now. And I'm already 5 years in nursing and graduating my degree, which is last week. I graduated last week only. So yeah, I guess that's it for my presentation.
Put in there, okay. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you very much. You really
Yeah.
give a lot of storytelling, and what I can take from
Yeah.
what you said just now, learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. That is what you say. Okay, you encourage them
Yeah. Yeah.
about lifelong learning, continuous learning. Thank you very much, Tracy. We will, of course, we contact you
Yeah.
again to
Thank
share
you,
your
Prof.
story. Yes. Now we want to welcome our final
Okay.
alumni, who is on the line now is Malik. Malik is from Tanzania. His name Malik Kulashar Usabai Yamani. Malik is now reside in Vietnam because his other half is from Vietnam. Malik, please come in and
Assalamualaikum,
join us.
Prof. How
Hello,
are
Malik.
you? I'm good.
Alhamdulillah.
How are you, Prof?
Yes, good. So now your turn to share.
Okay.
Yes, please
Okay.
share.
I'm
You
really,
have around
first
3
of
minutes to
all, I'm
about
really happy.
okay.
Yeah, first of all, I'm really happy and very honored that today I'm getting a chance to speak to you and speak to many people who will hear me and know about my experience. Yes, Prof.
What you doing now? How are you coping with your family? How long already you in Vietnam? Then what are you intend? What is how are you going to move forward? Please share with
Okay,
us,
now
Malik.
since I completed my diploma with Masa University in 2015, then I moved to Da Nang, Vietnam, which is a very beautiful city. It is especially Da Nang is focused on a lot of tourism, but after this pandemic, there is a lot of less tourism here. The city is very quiet, very peaceful. My family here all is okay. I have one daughter now. She's 3 years old. With the blessings of Allah, she's doing good. And her name is Mia. Yes. Hope all is well at your side, Prof, and everything good with Masa. And I first of all, I'm very thankful to you. Okay, you had been a very good leader to us, and until now, you are a very good leader. We follow you. We see a lot of successes going on, and we are really happy that you are never losing hope in nursing, which inspires a lot of nurses in the world who have been with you, who had been a part of you, part of Masa, who know you. You are giving a lot of inspiration, and whenever I see you, I get a lot of inspired that you are so strong, and it means a lot to us. And I was very thankful that I did my nursing in Masa. I completed with diploma. I had a wide experience of doing nursing. I learned a lot, especially from the lecturers, from the clinical instructors. At the beginning, I really found nursing was very difficult. When I first joined, I thought I cannot do it because I was too old. I was thinking that I cannot do it. But the moment I did, I came with the lecturers. They inspired me when I went for the field work. in the clinical practicing. I really had a good time. I learned a
You
lot.
are
I actually,
you are the most senior among your batch. Yes, you are the
yes,
most
I was
senior.
the most senior.
So
Yes,
age is not a factor. What we want to share is age is not a factor. How you determine yourself. This is what I share just now. Okay, how very
yes, yes,
important the willingness. Willingness to study. You are one of the example, the role model. Malik.
yeah. Thank you, Prof. And actually, because of your support and the support from the lecturers, from the instructors, and I really fell in love with nursing. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
when I see people need our help, people actually they really need our help in this situation. Like the generation of now, they really need our help. There are a lot of things coming up in the world, like we never knew about this COVID is going to come up, and which is going to affect so many lives. And I'm very
I
grateful.
understand you are doing your private nursing there, right? Private nursing.
Yes, I
Okay.
will share you my experience about the nursing in Vietnam.
Yes.
When
Please
I
share.
when
Don't have
when I
much
first
time.
came,
You have 5 minutes.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I first came into Vietnam in 2016, I went to apply for some jobs for nursing. They said they could not take me as a nurse because I had a language barrier. They only wanted nurses who could speak Vietnamese. So that was a challenging for me. That was challenging for me. So later, what I did is I started some course of learning Vietnamese, and I started applying for other universities. Okay, and I mean other hospitals. Sorry, my daughter is interrupting because today she's here with me. Yeah, so I came here. Then I was applying in many hospitals. Luckily, there was one hospital. They accepted me, but they required a lot of documentation, which I came to you. You helped me wrote a referral letter. You gave me a good referral letter from Masa as a good. You are my good supporter, and because of that letter, which you supported me, I got a job here. It was called Family Medical Hospital. I worked for Family Hospital for almost about 8 months, but then I had to stop because the new management and the new laws on working with foreigners as a nurse changed the policy in Vietnam. So I could no longer work as a international nurse because Vietnam they don't accept any international nurses at the moment.
Okay.
Any hospital, either it is private, either it is government, they do not accept international nurses. They only want nurses from their own country. So it
Okay.
was a challenging, but in that 8 months, I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I had a good experience, and it was really fun doing the nursing work here. Um, Many challenging, many new cases, different cases which I learned there. Some more new different cases came up which I had never seen in clinical practicing, which I had to learn. I went through it, and it was fun. And after that 8 months, I had to stop and do some private nursing. Like if someone had to fly back to the country, so they would call me, and I would be the a helper as a nurse to be with them for their journey.
Yeah.
So I did that for quite few people. It was really good, challenging. The most challenging I still remember was one patient. He had Alzheimer's. He had Alzheimer's problem. Uh, so I will share you my story for this patient because it was a very interesting journey, and it was full of fun. So he was a teacher in Vietnam. He was a teacher in one of the international schools in Vietnam. Then one day he suddenly found out that he has an Alzheimer problem. He had locked himself into a room, and the school did not know what is going on with him, what is his medical condition. They were unaware why is he being like that. So they decided him to send back because he was from Canada. He was from Canada, so the school uh, did all the process of sending him back to Canada. So they left him at the airport, but unfortunately, because of his Alzheimer's problem, he did not remember. So he did not board the aircraft. He went on into the street where he was just lying down. Nobody knew where he was, what he's doing. So one of the international hospital, Vinmec Hospital, they found him on the street. They took him to the hospital. They treated him and tried to find out his background. Who is he? How did he end up on the streets? After all that information, they found out that he was supposed to take a flight to Canada, but he missed the flight because he lost his memory. He don't know where he want to go. So that's when I had a friend in working in Vinmec as a nurse. So they called me. They said, Malik, I know you are a foreign nurse, and now you still love your profession and you want to do something. So can you help um, and help this patient travel with him until he reaches his destination successfully? I said, oh, that is a great opportunity to work as a nurse with an Alzheimer's patient and to help him to get back, to make him reach home safely. So I spoke to the family. The family organized the flight tickets, the accommodation, because we had to go through a transit, like from Da Nang to Hong Kong. Then Hong Kong, he had to take another flight to Canada. So my responsibility was to make sure he boards the flight until he takes the flight from Hong Kong for Canada. So I took him from Da Nang. We traveled from here. We went to Hong Kong together, stayed one night in Hong Kong. Then early morning I made sure he boarded the aircraft for Canada. So all this time when I was with him, I actually learned a lot about this patient and a lot about Alzheimer's. What is it? How does it happen? I spoke to him. He said himself every after 5 minutes, he did not remember. He could not remember where is he, who am I, where is he going, what he did. Like every five minutes, I have to remind him. I have to tell him who are you, where are you going, what you have to do. So it was quite challenging. It was quite challenging because sometimes there are situations which you cannot answer, some questions which he asks you as a nurse, but we know, we have learned that rights
Yes.
and responsibilities of patients is priority. So
Yes.
we adhere to all those teachings which we got from the diploma in nursing. I learned a lot and I really helped him, and he really reached back to Canada. And I really got happy when the family called me that he has arrived in Canada safely. So that was about
So,
just one patient, which I'm just explaining to you.
so that is very, I mean, very good story to share. It's really a success story, and I'm sure with your professional knowledge, you have helped somebody. You help somebody, right? What
Yes,
I would like to, yes, because you have that nursing knowledge. all this you have learned, and this is what people say. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Remember.
another thing about this pandemic. Now, we are in this pandemic situation, and I'm every day reading news that this in Malaysia is getting severe pandemic. I hope
Yeah.
everybody is taking good care, social
Yes.
distancing,
Yeah.
wearing mask,
Mm.
you know, hand hygiene, which is we learned through nursing. That was the basic principle, hand hygiene.
Yes.
And now
That's the
COVID is teaching us the same thing, hand hygiene. You should
yeah.
always wash your hands.
Thank you, Malik. Thank you, Malik.
And yes,
Yeah.
I'm really happy and hope everybody will learn a lot from you as a good inspirer. And I hope Masa will be have more good nurses in future from
Yeah.
Masa University.
Thank you, Malik, for sharing with us. We wish to listen more, but the time is limited. It's a bit
Okay.
constrained. Yeah, but I would like to thank you for your appearance today, and we hope to meet you. Why not come back to school, and we can meet you one day, and
Yeah, sure, Prof.
yeah,
I'm sure I
yes,
wanted to come this year. I was
yes,
ready to come this year, but unfortunately, due to this
okay.
year,
Okay, so
everything is closed.
what you said here, I would like to quote something that because you are helping with your nursing knowledge. Remember,
Yes,
whenever you are in the position to help someone, be glad and always do it, because that's God answering someone else prayers through you. So you
yes,
helping. What you are saying, this is something happening. MashaAllah.
yes.
Okay.
And I'm actually very happy because that
Yeah.
I'm part of helping the community.
Yes. You are part
And
part of
yes,
helping. Okay.
yes.
Uh,
Thank
uh,
you, Prof.
I would thank you again to Malik, and wish you all the best. And
Thank you, Prof.
on
Yeah.
behalf of Masa University, we wish to uh, see the success of our alumni. And please come back to your school one day. Okay. All right.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
I really appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Yes. So I hope the um, evaluation done by the uh, followers, and please share this. And I would like to end this with what been mentioned by our alumni, uh, according to Teresi Don't Give Up, and from Dr. Siti Rosna, all about the ability, the capacity to learn is a gift, the ability to learn is a skill, the willingness to learn is a choice. So learning is a treasure that will follow its owner everywhere. So everything is about how you acquire knowledge. So please remember, knowledge is power. I like this quotation. You have property, you have to take care of your property. You have knowledge, knowledge will take care of you. With that note, I thank you to everyone for following us, and inshallah we meet again in March second series. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.